Welcome back, coin collectors, history lovers, and treasure hunters. You're watching the home of rare coins, amazing coin stories, and surprising discoveries hiding in your pocket change. And today, we're going deep, very deep into the fascinating story of one of the most overlooked but shockingly valuable modern coins in U.S. coinage history. That's right, we're talking about the 2008 D. Lincoln 1-cent coin, the so-called Ultra Lincoln penny, a single-cent coin that could be hiding in your change, but could be worth $442 or even more. So grab your magnifying glass, sit tight, and let's explore how this humble penny became a superstar in the world of coin collectors. The background, the history of the Lincoln cent. Let's start from the beginning. The Lincoln cent, or penny, first made its appearance in 1909, celebrating the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln, America's 16th president. It was the first regular U.S. coin to feature a real person, and it has remained a powerful symbol of American legacy ever since. From 1909 to the present day, the Lincoln cent has gone through several design changes and metal compositions. From the wheat reverse in the early years to the memorial reverse that ran from 1959 to 2008, and then to the Lincoln bicentennial designs of 2009, every phase tells a piece of the American story. But right before that 2009 anniversary came one very specific penny struck at the Denver Mint that caught the attention of experts, collectors, and investors. The 2008 D. Lincoln penny. Section 2. What is the 2008 D. Lincoln penny? The 2008 D. Lincoln cent was part of the final year of the Lincoln Memorial reverse design. That alone makes it historic. But that's not all. In 2008, millions of pennies were minted, and most people think they're just ordinary coins. But there's something incredibly unique about some of the 2008 D issues. A very small number of these pennies, mostly those in uncirculated condition or those struck from certain dies, show unusual qualities that have elevated their market value far beyond 1 cent. We're talking about a coin that has been reported to sell for as high as $442 and in certain pristine conditions could go even higher. But why? Let's break it down. Why is the 2008 D. Ultra Lincoln penny so valuable? The key word is rarity combined with condition and errors or varieties. There are several reasons why the 2008 D. penny can be extremely valuable. 1. Die errors and variations. Some 2008 D. Lincoln cents show rare die cracks, doubling on the obverse, or misalignments. These errors happen during the minting process and can make a coin one of a kind. And in the world of coin collecting, one of a kind means dollar signs, lots of them point to. Ultra high-grade condition coins are graded from 1 to 70 on the Sheldon scale. If a 2008 D. penny is graded MS-68 or MS-69, mint state with almost no imperfections, collectors go wild. Why? Because out of millions struck, very few survive in perfect condition. And when they do, they're highly sought after in auctions. Point 3. Last year of the memorial reverse, the 2008 D. penny represents the final chapter of a 50-year design, the Lincoln Memorial. That makes it historically significant. It's the end of an era before the U.S. Mint shifted to the 2009 commemorative reverses and later the Union Shield design. Point 4. Market demand and collector hype. Collectors love a good story. And the 2008 D has it. It's a modern coin with a legacy twist. It's common on the surface but rare in detail. That duality drives demand, which drives price. What is the market value today? Let's get into the numbers. Most 2008 D pennies are worth face value. That's true. But here's what the market looks like right now. 1 cent uncirculated MS-65, around $5 to $15. MS-67 RD, between $40 to $75. MS-68 RD. This is where it gets spicy. These have been sold in auction for $200, $300, even up to $442 or more. Errors: double die, off-center, BIE error depending on the severity and condition. These could add $50 to $400 plus on top of the base value, and don't forget, prices fluctuate with demand and auction interest. In hot markets, a perfectly graded or error-laden 2008 D. Lincoln cent could blow past $500. How to identify a valuable 2008 D. penny? So now you're probably wondering, how do I find one? Here's what to look for: the D. mint mark. Make sure it's from Denver. Strong strike and clean fields, fewer scratches, bright red tone. Minimal blemishes. Die cracks or doubling. Look at Lincoln's eye, the date, the word liberty, and in God we trust, for doubling. Off-center strikes or rim errors. These are unusual and obvious. Get it graded if you think you've got a good one. Send it to PCGS or NGC. For professional grading. Where to sell your coin if you've got a 2008 D Ultra Lincoln Penny and it checks out. Here are your best options. eBay, a great place for public listings with huge collector reach. Great collections or heritage auctions. Best for high-end coins with certified grading. Coin shows or dealers direct cash buyers, but be ready to negotiate. Facebook groups and coin forums. Niche buyers looking for specific coins. Section 7. Fun facts about the Lincoln Penny. The 2008 D penny weighs 2.5 grams, made mostly of zinc with a thin copper coating. The memorial design on the back was created by Frank Gasparo and it lasted exactly 50 years. More than 2.8 billion 2008 D pennies were struck. But only a tiny fraction are high-value quality. Even though it's just 1 cent, this coin could be worth 44,200 times its face value. Final thoughts and call TOACTION. So here's the big question: do you have a 2008 D Lincoln Penny in your piggy bank, coin jar, or old coin album? It might be time to look. Because what seems like an ordinary piece of copper and zinc could actually be a miniature gold mine. The world of coins is full of hidden treasures, and sometimes it's the smallest, most humble coin that holds the biggest surprise. Make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss another episode on rare coins and valuable finds. Drop a comment below if you've found a rare penny or have questions about coin grading, and we'll try to cover it in our next video. Until next time, keep collecting, keep searching, and keep believing that your next coin find could be worth a fortune. Thanks for watching. Would you like me to make a thumbnail title, SEO tags, or a description for this video next? Today's video will completely blow your mind. What if I told you that hiding inside your pocket, inside your change jar, or maybe even deep inside your old piggy bank there could be a tiny piece of American history worth far more than 1 cent? Yes, you heard me right. A single penny, just 1 cent, dated 2003 with a small letter D beneath the year, could be worth not just $1, not 10, not 100, but over $400. And in some cases, even more if the coin has the right traits. So sit back, grab a drink, and get ready. Because we are going deep into the 2003 D Lincoln Cent, a tiny copper treasure with a big story to tell. A penny's place in history. To truly understand why the 2003 D penny is special, we need to start with the legacy of the Lincoln Cent itself. Introduced in 1909 to honor President Abraham Lincoln on the centennial of his birth, the Lincoln penny replaced the Indian head cent and marked the first time a real historical figure appeared on an American coin. Designed by Victor David Brenner, this small copper coin became a symbol of American identity. Through decades, it witnessed wars, technological revolutions, civil rights movements, and more. And over time, it changed in material, in detail, and in value. Fast forward to 2003, a seemingly ordinary year, but for coin collectors, it brought something extraordinary. The Mile High Mint, Denver strikes gold. The 2003 D penny was minted at the Denver Mint, one of the most active and historically rich mints in the United States. It bears a tiny D mint mark just below the date, indicating its birthplace high in the Colorado Rockies. That year, the Denver Mint produced billions of pennies. So how could one possibly be rare? That's where the mystery begins. Among those billions of coins, a handful of specimens showed something unusual: coins with exceptional strike quality, deep cameo-like features, mirror-like fields, and razor-sharp devices. These came to be known in the coin community as ultra-grade coins, or in grading terms MS 68+ and higher, near perfection. And then, error hunters began finding even more surprises. Part 3. Errors that turned gold. Collectors noticed that some 2003 D Lincoln Cents had unique features. From double dies to off-center strikes, from rotated dies to filled mint marks, the year 2003 suddenly became a hotspot for copper coin curiosities. One of the most famous examples? A 2003 D Lincoln Cent with a major die crack running across Lincoln's shoulder. Another had a bubbled planchet giving Lincoln's face a ghostly, almost 3D appearance. These anomalies made headlines in numismatic circles. Each error pushed up the value. But it was the ultra-grade, pristine, untouched coins that stunned the collecting world. Part 4. The $442 penny, fact or fiction? Now here's where things get real. In recent auctions, a single 2003 D Lincoln cent certified by top grading companies like PCGS and NGC, in mint state 68 red condition, sold for a jaw-dropping $442. That's 44,200 times its face value. That's not just a lucky coin, that's a retirement fund in copper. Why so much money for a penny? Here's the secret: population rarity. There are very few 2003 D pennies in such high grade, full red luster. Collectors pay a premium for coins with original mint color, perfect surfaces. No scratches, no dings, no circulation wear, certification. Coins graded by PCGS or NGC with the MS68 red label are gold mines, and the demand through the roof. As more people enter the coin collecting hobby and as copper becomes more collectible, coins like the 2003 D Lincoln cent have seen sharp spikes in value. Check your change, you might be rich. So how do you know if your 2003 D penny is worth hundreds of dollars? Here's a quick checklist. Look for the letter D under the year. Examine the coin under strong light. Is it bright red, glossy, and shiny? That's a good sign. Use a magnifier. Are there any visible errors? Doubling? Cracks? Misalignments? Is the coin uncirculated? No wear on Lincoln's face, jacket, or lettering? If it looks flawless, consider sending it to PCGS or NGC for grading, because if it comes back as MS68 red, you could be holding a tiny copper jackpot. Future value: will it reach $1,000? Experts believe that as more of these high-grade 2003 D cents get locked away in private collections, their market availability will shrink and prices will rise. In fact, some predict that by 2030, a pristine 2003 D Lincoln penny could sell for over $1,000, especially if demand and precious metal values continue to climb. What was once just a piece of pocket change could soon become a piece of numismatic history. So the next time you're about to toss a penny into a tip jar or slide it into a vending machine, stop for a second. Look at the date. Look for the letter D, inspect its shine. You might just be holding one of the rarest modern pennies ever struck. A 2003 D Ultra Lincoln cent worth over $400, maybe even more. This is not just pocket change, this is a copper legend. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive into rare coins and numismatic treasures, make sure to like this video, subscribe for more fascinating finds, and comment below if you have a 2003 D penny in your collection. Who knows? The next coin we feature might be the one sitting right in your hand. Would you like me to also generate a thumbnail title, SEO-optimized tags, or a description for your video to help boost views? Today, we're diving deep into a legendary and often overlooked coin hiding in plain sight: the 2001 1-cent Lincoln Ultra penny from the United States of America. Yes, that's right, a coin you might just pass by, toss into a tip jar, or lose in the back of your sofa. Could be worth hundreds of dollars or even more depending on the condition and errors. Some of these 2001 Lincoln pennies have been reported to sell for as much as $442 or higher in today's collector's market. But why is that? What makes this specific penny stand out in a world filled with billions of cents? And could you be holding one of these ultra-valuable treasures without even knowing? Stick around as we uncover the history, hidden features, mint secrets, grading insights, and value factors that make this little coin worth a big chunk of change. Let's roll back the timeline. Part 1. The history behind the 2001 Lincoln cent. The Lincoln cent, also known as the Lincoln penny, has been a staple of American currency since 1909. That's over 100 years of history on a coin that most people rarely look at twice. The 2001 Lincoln cent is part of this long-running legacy. It was struck during a time when the U.S. Mint was transitioning into more modern minting technology while still producing coins in extremely high numbers. Over 7 billion pennies were minted in 2001 alone across different facilities, including the Philadelphia Mint, the Denver Mint, and the San Francisco Mint, which produced only proof coins. But not all 2001 pennies are created equal. The vast majority are common, everyday copper-plated zinc coins. But within that mountain of coins, a few stand out like hidden gold nuggets due to their condition, minting errors, or special characteristics that collectors call ultra gems, and that's where things get interesting. Part 2. What is an Ultra Lincoln penny? The term Ultra Lincoln isn't an official mint designation. It's a term used by collectors and dealers to describe 2001 Lincoln cents that have ultra-high strike quality, flawless surfaces, or significant errors that make them exceptionally rare. Some collectors call them ultra gems or Ultra-high-grade Lincoln cents, often graded as MS67, MS68, or even MS69 read by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC. The higher the grade, the brighter and more flawless the coin looks. With a strong, brilliant red shine, no spots, no scratches, and a nearly perfect strike from the minting press. Let me give you a perspective. In coin collecting, the difference between a coin worth 1 cent and a coin worth $400 isn't always a rare metal. It's the grade and sometimes the error. Part 3. What to look for in a valuable 2001 penny. Here's where you need to pay close attention. If you're hunting for valuable 2001 pennies, keep an eye out for these key features. Brilliant red luster. These are copper-plated zinc coins, and over time, they darken or tone. A coin that still has that fresh from the mint red shine is highly desirable. Mint errors. 2001 pennies with certain errors can skyrocket in value. Look out for off-center strikes, double die obverse DDO, especially in the word liberty, the date 2001, or in God we trust, die cracks or cuds, clipped planchets where a chunk of the coin is missing from the rim. Wrong planchet errors. For example, a penny struck on a dime blank. High-grade coins graded MS67 or above are where the big money lies. Most circulated pennies will never come close. But if you find a coin that looks nearly perfect, it might be worth submitting to a grading service. No mint mark, Philadelphia Mint. While Denver coins have a small D mint mark, the Philadelphia Mint 2001 penny has no mark at all. Some rare high-grade examples from Philadelphia have been sold for over $400 at auction. Part 4. Market value. Why some 2001 pennies are worth $442 or more. Now, let's talk dollars. Most 2001 Lincoln cents are still worth 1 cent. But the key difference is condition and rarity. Let's break it down. A circulated 2001 penny with visible wear is worth face value. Maybe a little more if it's interesting. A mint state MS65 red coin might be worth $5 to $10. A MS66 red coin can fetch $15 to $25. A MS67 red penny? That's where prices start to jump. These can go for $100 to $250 depending on demand. A MS68 red penny? Now you're talking $350 to $442 or even more depending on auction competition. Some auction listings have reached $470 and higher, especially for coins certified by top graders with perfect luster and no visual flaws. A few rare error coins have even topped the $600 mark. This is why so many collectors are sifting through rolls of pennies, hoping to find that needle in the haystack. That one perfect coin that slips through the minting system and ends up in your pocket change. Part 5. How to find one. Yourself. You might be wondering, how can you find one of these coins? Here's a quick checklist to help you on your treasure hunt. Go through penny rolls. Buy $25 boxes of pennies from your local bank. They usually contain 50 rolls of 50 coins. That's 2,500 chances to strike gold. Use a loupe or magnifying glass. Look closely for doubling, die cracks, or other errors. Check the date, the words, and Lincoln's profile. Check for color and luster. Red coins in perfect condition are what you want. Store carefully. If you find a coin that looks flawless, place it in a 2x2 holder or a coin flip to prevent it from tarnishing. Submit to grading services. If you truly believe you have a high-grade coin, consider submitting it to PCGS or NGC. A professional grade can multiply the coin's value many times over. Part 6. Final thoughts. A penny for your future. The 2001 Lincoln penny might be small in size, but it holds a giant place in the world of modern coin collecting. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or just someone with a jar of spare change at home, this coin proves that you don't need to be rich to find something valuable. All you need is a sharp eye, a little patience, and maybe a little bit of luck. So the next time you're handed change at a store or you dump a pile of pennies out on your desk, take a second look. That 1-cent coin could be your ticket to hundreds of dollars, a rare discovery, or the start of a brand new hobby. Who knows, maybe your 2001 Ultra Lincoln cent is already in your pocket, just waiting to be found. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell for more rare coin deep dives, value guides, and hidden treasures in your change, and let us know in the comments. Have you ever found a valuable Lincoln penny? What's your best coin discovery so far? Thanks for watching, and happy hunting. End of script. Would you like me to generate a YouTube thumbnail title, video tags, or description for this video too? Today, we dive into one of the most astonishing stories in modern numismatics, the 1981 Lincoln cent, a seemingly common 1-cent coin that can, under the right circumstances, be worth hundreds of dollars, with some versions reaching prices of $442 or even more in the current coin market. That's right. This tiny copper coin, often overlooked in your change jar, might just be the secret to unlocking a small fortune. But what makes the 1981 Lincoln penny so special? What is the story behind it? Why are collectors willing to pay so much? How can you identify if you have one of these rare varieties in your pocket? Grab your magnifying glass, because we're going to take a deep and detailed look at this powerful little penny. Let's begin. To understand the true value of the 1981 Lincoln cent, we must first rewind the clock all the way back to 1909. That year marked the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, and to honor the legacy of America's 16th president, the United States Mint introduced a new 1-cent coin featuring Lincoln's profile on the obverse side. This was groundbreaking at the time. Lincoln became the first real historical person to appear on a regular issue American coin. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the coin quickly became a staple of American currency and is now one of the longest-running coin designs in U.S. history. For decades, the Lincoln penny remained relatively the same in design, but over the years, subtle changes and varieties emerged. And this is where our story of the 1981 Ultra Lincoln penny begins. On the surface, the 1981 Lincoln penny may look ordinary. It features Lincoln's bust on the front, the Lincoln Memorial on the back, and the familiar inscriptions "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the date 1981, with either a mint mark or no mint mark at all. But underneath that familiar appearance, a storm of changes was brewing in the world of coin production. In the early 1980s, the U.S. Mint was preparing to switch from copper-based pennies to zinc-based ones due to the rising cost of copper. In 1982, this change officially took place. But in 1981, the Mint was still producing copper pennies, and several experimental dyes and coin finishes were being tested behind the scenes. Among these experimental runs, a special version of the 1981 penny was struck, known among collectors as the 1981 Ultra Lincoln cent. Now, this Ultra is not an official mint term, but a term coined by collectors to describe coins that have ultra-sharp details, mirror-like surfaces, and a striking finish. Some were believed to be proof-like business strikes, possibly even early die-state coins or strikes made for testing dies. These coins exhibit a quality that goes far beyond the average penny from your pocket change. Here's where it gets even more interesting. In 1981, the Mint used two different types of dies for the proof Lincoln cents, Type 1 and Type 2. The Type 1 had a blurry or filled-in S mint mark, while the Type 2 had a sharply defined, clear S. The Type 2 1981 S-proof Lincoln cents are much scarcer and more sought after by collectors, although most of these were proof coins made at the San Francisco Mint. Some business strike coins from 1981, especially from the Philadelphia and Denver mints, show unusual clarity, polish, and strike quality, leading some collectors to believe they were specially handled coins, possibly test pieces or early dies. These are often called ultra cents in the hobby. So how do you know if your 1981 penny is valuable? Here's what to look for. Mint mark. Check if your coin has a D or no mint mark. Most of the rare varieties are among these. Finish and strike. Look at the shine. Does the coin have a mirror-like surface? Are the details Lincoln's hair, beard, the letters extremely sharp? Condition. The higher the grade, the more it's worth. Coins graded MS 65 to MS 68 or above are where serious money comes in. Errors and varieties. Some 1981 cents feature doubling on the date or letters. Look closely with a magnifier for signs of doubled dies. Also, don't forget to check for off-center strikes, broad strikes, and clipped planchets. These are rare mint errors that can skyrocket a penny's value. Now let's talk about the money. Coins like the 1981 D Lincoln cent, when found in pristine condition, with almost no contact marks, full red color, and strong strike, have sold for $442 or more at auction. Here are just a few real examples. An MS 68 red 1981 D Lincoln cent sold for $442 at a major coin auction. Some proof 1981 S Type 2 coins have sold for hundreds to over $1,000, especially in PR70 deep cameo condition. Error coins and ultra-sharp early die strikes from 1981, especially those with unique luster, continue to rise in value as collectors seek out the finest examples. Why the high price? Because in a sea of billions of pennies, these ultra-quality coins are rare survivors preserved perfectly and highly desirable for collectors trying to complete a flawless registry set. Section 6. Market Trends. Is now the time to sell or hold? So should you sell your 1981 penny if it looks promising? Or hold for future value? Well, here's the current market trend. Coin collectors are increasingly focused on condition rarity, meaning coins that are not just old but flawlessly preserved. The demand for high-grade Lincoln cents, especially those from the 1970s and 1980s, is on the rise. As fewer and fewer of these coins remain in top condition, their value will only continue to increase. That means if you have a 1981 Lincoln cent in uncirculated condition, especially one that looks special, get it graded by a trusted service like PCGS or NGC, because it might just be worth far more than face value. Section 7. Final tips. How to search for these coins. If you're ready to go on the hunt, here's how to begin. Search your old coin jars, piggy banks, and boxes from the 80s. Ask family members if they have pennies from 1981 stored away. Visit coin shows and check local dealers for bulk penny rolls from 1981. Buy unsearched coin rolls online from trusted sellers. You never know what gem might be hiding inside. Invest in a good magnifying glass and coin book so you can spot errors and die varieties on your own. So there you have it, folks, the 1981 Lincoln cent, a coin that most people ignore, but savvy collectors treasure. A coin that can turn 1 cent into hundreds of dollars, maybe even more. Next time you're handed change at the grocery store, don't toss the penny aside. Look closer. That little copper coin might be your hidden treasure. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the rare and valuable 1981 Lincoln penny, be sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss a new episode. Drop a comment below. Do you have a 1981 penny in your collection? Share your coin stories with us. Until next time, happy collecting, and may your pocket change bring you riches. YouTube script END. Would you like a thumbnail idea or script for short content like YouTube Shorts or TikTok too? Today, we're diving into one of the most mysterious, intriguing, and shockingly valuable coins ever to come out of American pockets, the 1971 cent Lincoln penny, also known as the 1970 ultra-rare Lincoln penny. You may have one sitting right in your change jar, hiding in an old drawer, or even forgotten in an album. But here's the thing, some versions of this coin are worth hundreds, even thousands of dollars. One recent example reportedly sold for an astonishing $442. And yes, we're talking about a single cent that might change your fortune. Stick around, because in this video we'll be exploring every fascinating detail about the 1970 Lincoln cent. We'll look at the rare varieties, the ultra-valuable errors, the hidden mint secrets, and the current market value in 2025. Whether you're a seasoned collector or someone just now learning about coin collecting, by the end of this video you'll know exactly why the 1970 Lincoln penny is such a big deal, what makes it so valuable, and how to tell if you've got one worth real money. So grab your magnifying glass, your coin books, and maybe a few rolls of pennies, because we are about to uncover the hidden fortune behind the 1970 Ultra Lincoln cent. Part 1. Origins and History. 140. Let's start by taking a step back and exploring the history of the Lincoln cent, especially the year 1970. The Lincoln cent was first issued in 1909, commemorating the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. Designed by Victor David Brenner, it became the first U.S. coin to feature the likeness of a real person. The design remained largely unchanged for decades, but the reverse side, the tail side, has seen a few updates. In 1959, to mark Lincoln's 150th birthday, the wheat ears on the reverse were replaced with the Lincoln Memorial, a design by Frank Gasparo. That memorial reverse ran all the way until 2008. Now, 1970 was a very important year. The Vietnam War was in full swing. The U.S. Mint was transitioning with new machines and increasing production volume. But with that rapid production came imperfections, overstrikes, and double dies, which would later turn into some of the most collectible errors in U.S. coinage history. Part 2. Types of 1970 pennies. 410. Now let's break down the different types of 1970 Lincoln cents you might find. There are a few varieties, and some are common, while others are extremely rare and valuable. There are 3 main mint marks: 1970 No Mint Mark, Philadelphia Mint; 1970 S, San Francisco Mint; 1970 D, Denver Mint. Of these, the 1970 S penny is the one that has really gotten the attention of collectors. especially the 1970 small date and large date varieties, which we'll talk about in a moment. And then there's the double die obverse, a legendary minting error that can turn an ordinary penny into a coin worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Let's talk about one of the most important distinctions you must learn if you're serious about finding a rare 1970 penny: the small date versus the large date. The 1970 small date Lincoln cent is rare, and collectors are actively searching for it. But telling the difference requires close attention to detail. Here's how you can tell the small date from the large date. Look at the number 7 in 1970. On the small date, the top of the 7 is level with the rest of the numbers. On the large date, the 7 appears lower than the 9 and the 0. The Liberty inscription on the small date is often weaker and slightly more spaced out. The "In God We Trust" on the small date version may also look slightly more delicate. Now, why does this matter? Because the 1970 small date penny in high-grade condition can be worth hundreds of dollars. Some certified MS-65 red examples have sold for over $400, and some with errors or even higher grades can go up into the thousands. Part 4. Double die obverse, the hidden treasure. 910. One of the most valuable types of 1970 Lincoln cents is the double die obverse, often found on the 1970 small date pennies. What does this mean? During the minting process, the coin die struck the design onto the blank planchet more than once, but not perfectly aligned. This created a doubling effect, especially noticeable on "In God We Trust," Liberty, the date 1970. These coins are incredibly desirable. A 1970 small date double die obverse Lincoln cent in top mint state condition can sell for well over $1,000 depending on the market. Collectors dream of finding one of these in circulation, and believe it or not, it still happens. Some people report finding these gems in old change jars or inherited coin collections. Part 5. Composition, weight, and design specs. 1145. Let's talk specs, because serious collectors always pay attention to the small details. Composition: 95% copper, 5% zinc. Weight: 3.11 grams. Diameter: 19.05 mm. Edge: plain. The Lincoln cent features the bust of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, facing right, with the inscriptions "In God We Trust," Liberty, and the date including the mint mark beneath it. Reverse shows the Lincoln Memorial with the tiny statue of Lincoln visible between the columns. This reverse design was used from 1959 to 2008 until the Lincoln Bicentennial redesign. Part 6. Market value in 2025, 1320. Now, let's get to what you really want to know. How much is the 1970 Lincoln cent worth today in 2025? As of now, common circulated 1970 pennies are usually worth face value to a few cents, maybe up to 25 cents in uncirculated rolls. But here's where it gets interesting. 1970 small date MS-65 RD red $100 to $400 plus 1970 small date DDO $500 to $2,000 plus proof 1970 small date PR 69 RD up to $3,000 certified mint errors, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, broad strikes $100 to $800 depending on condition. Recent auction highlight: one certified rare small date DDO penny sold for $442, catching the attention of collectors and dealers nationwide. So yes, your 1-cent coin might be worth more than an ounce of silver. Part 7. How to check your penny. 1605. Now you might be wondering, how do I check if my 1970 penny is valuable? Here's what to do. Use a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe to examine the date and letters. Look at the style of the date, especially the 7, to determine if it's a small date or large date. Check for doubling, especially on Liberty and In God We Trust. Weigh the coin. Anything weigh under or over 3.11 grams could be an error. Compare to high-resolution photos from reliable coin reference websites. Consider professional grading. PCGS, NGC, and ANAX are great options. Never clean your coin. Cleaning will lower its value. If you think your coin is rare or has an error, take it to a local coin shop or submit it for grading. A coin graded MS-65 or higher could mean a serious payday. Part 8. Final thoughts. 1850. The 1970 Ultra Lincoln penny is one of the most exciting finds in the world of coin collecting. It's a perfect example of how everyday change can hide unbelievable treasures. Whether you're a beginner or an expert, you should always check your pennies because you never know when one might be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars, from its rich history and design to its rare varieties and modern-day market explosion. The 1970 Lincoln penny proves that even the smallest coins can hold incredible stories and amazing value. So next time you're handed change at the grocery store or you're rolling coins from that old piggy bank, check the date, check the mint mark, and look for the signs. You might just uncover a coin worth $442 or more. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed learning about the incredible 1970 Lincoln penny, smash that like button, subscribe for more coin treasure videos, and ring the bell icon so you never miss an update on rare and valuable coins. Drop a comment below if you've ever found a rare penny, or let us know what other coins you want us to cover next. Until next time, keep hunting, stay curious, and may your next penny be worth a fortune. Would you like me to write a video title, description, and tags for SEO as well? You are in for a true numismatic treat. You're about to discover how one small copper coin, a 1975 1-cent Lincoln penny, could potentially be worth hundreds of dollars and maybe, just maybe, more than you ever imagined. Yes, you heard that right. 1 cent. Just a penny. Not a silver dollar, not a rare gold coin, not a platinum round, but a regular-looking 1975 Lincoln penny that you might have passed by 100 times. What if I told you that this single coin, this Ultra Lincoln cent from 1975, could be hiding in your pocket, in your coin jar, or in that old drawer at your grandma's house, and it's worth not 1 cent, not 10 cents, not even $1, but up to $442, and maybe more in the right auction? Stay with me, because in this video we're diving deep into the amazing history, mysterious variations, collector demand, mint secrets, and market hype behind the 1975 Ultra Lincoln penny. We'll show you how to identify it, why it's so valuable, who's buying it, and what to look for if you think you've got one. You do not want to miss this. Now buckle up and let's explore the story of one of the most overlooked coins in American history. Our journey begins in the year 1975. The Vietnam War was winding down. The U.S. was in the midst of economic struggles. Gas prices were rising. Inflation was hitting hard. And in the world of coins, something subtle yet incredibly important was happening at the U.S. Mint. The Lincoln penny, which had been in circulation since 1909, was still being struck at both the Philadelphia and Denver mints. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the Lincoln cent was the first American coin to feature a real person, Abraham Lincoln, and it had become a staple of American pocket change for generations. By 1975, the coin had already undergone several changes. The original wheat reverse was replaced in 1959 by the Lincoln Memorial design to mark the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. So the 1975 penny featured the Lincoln Memorial on the back and Lincoln's iconic bust on the front. Millions, actually, billions of these pennies were minted in 1975. Over 5.4 billion in Philadelphia and over 4.5 billion in Denver, to be exact. So why is this common coin so special? Why are collectors today scrambling to find one? What separates the Ultra 1975 Lincoln penny from the billions of others? Let's find out. Here's where things get interesting. Out of those billions of coins minted in 1975, only a tiny fraction exhibit unique characteristics, minting errors, die variations, or high-quality proof-like features that make them highly collectible. When experts talk about the Ultra 1975 penny, they're referring to specimens that stand out because of one or more of the following traits. Ultra cameo proof finish. Even though the U.S. Mint did not officially release proof pennies for circulation in 1975, some ultra-sharp, deeply frosted examples with mirror-like fields have surfaced. These coins have a beautiful contrast, and they're often mistaken for proof coins even though they were struck for general circulation. Striking errors and die variations. Some 1975 pennies show double die obverse features. That means doubling on the date, lettering, or Lincoln's eye and profile. These DDoS double die obverse can bring in hundreds of dollars if in good condition. Off-center strikes and broad strikes. These are coins that were not properly aligned during the minting process, causing part of the design to be missing or shifted. Some 1975 pennies have been found with dramatic off-center errors. Collectors go crazy for these. High-grade condition. Any 1975 penny graded MS 67 or higher, that's mint state 67, is rare. Out of the billions struck, only a tiny handful survive in such pristine condition. These are the coins that sell for $300, $400 or more. One recently auctioned for $442, and that's just the beginning. And guess what? You might already own one without even knowing it. Now let's talk money. Let's get down to what everyone wants to know. How much is a 1975 Lincoln penny worth in today's coin market? Well, the truth is, value depends on condition, rarity, and demand. But let me break it down for you. A regular, circulated 1975 penny with no special features? That's still just face value. 1 cent a 1975 penny in uncirculated condition, especially if it's MS65 or higher. You're looking at $5 to $20, maybe more. A 1975 penny with a minor error, like a small die chip or strike-through. That can push the value to $30 to $100. But a 1975 Lincoln cent with a major mint error, like a double die obverse or an off-center strike of 50% or more. We're talking $200 to $400 or even more at auction. And finally, a true ultra cameo, proof-like 1975 penny in near-perfect condition, graded by PCGS or NGC as MS67 plus or higher. These rare gems have sold for upwards of $442 and could go for more in the future as collector interest grows. Let that sink in. 1 penny, just a single copper coin, turning into nearly $5,000. Okay, so now you're probably wondering, how can you find one of these ultra-valuable 1975 Lincoln pennies? Here are the top tips you need to follow. Check your old coin jars, piggy banks, and junk drawers. The best treasures are often hidden in plain sight. Look for 1975 pennies that have sharp details, bright luster, and no visible wear. Use a magnifying glass or loupe. Closely examine the coin for doubling, especially on the date and the word Liberty. If anything looks off, you may have a double die. Weigh your coins. A standard 1975 penny should weigh 3.11 grams. If it's significantly different, it could be an error or struck on the wrong planchet. Look for misalignments. Any penny with an off-center strike or missing parts of the design is worth a closer look. Get your coins graded. If you think you've found something special, consider sending it to PCGS or NGC for official grading. A certified high-grade coin gets far more value in the market. Here's the most exciting part. The market for rare U.S. coins is only getting hotter. With inflation, economic uncertainty, and rising interest in tangible assets, more people are turning to collectible coins as a form of investment. Rare pennies like the 1975 Ultra Lincoln cent are gaining serious attention from new and seasoned collectors alike. What's worth $442 today could easily rise to $600 or even $1,000 in the future, especially if more people start hoarding these coins and demand keeps climbing. Don't forget, every year, more and more of these coins get lost, damaged, or melted down. That means surviving examples become rarer with time. So, now the big question: do you have a 1975 Ultra Lincoln penny in your collection? Go check your change right now. Dig through your coin jars. Visit a flea market, estate sale, or local coin shop. You never know where one of these ultra-valuable cents could be hiding. And if you do find one, don't spend it, don't clean it, and don't wait. Get it graded, get it listed, or keep it safe. Thanks for watching today's deep dive into the amazing and surprising world of the 1975 1-cent Ultra Lincoln penny, a coin that proves even the smallest denomination can carry big history and even bigger money. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment telling us if you've ever found a rare coin, and don't forget to subscribe for more coin stories, treasure hunting tips, and market updates every single week. Until next time, keep hunting, keep collecting, and keep believing, because the next coin that changes your life might be sitting in your pocket right now. See you in the next video. Would you like a thumbnail title, video tags, or a voiceover script version too?